Hello, so I've had a few requests for 3-turn videos, and yeah, I've made so many videos now, well over 100, and I haven't done a video on 3 turns. A very fundamental and important element that we do. Most skaters do some kind of 3-turn into their jumps at some point leading into jumps. You know, I do a 3-turn into my sal cow, for example. I do a 3-turn into my flip jump. I do a 3-turn into my toe loop. Many skaters do a 3-turn and then change foot to do their toe loop nowadays. But well, for you beginners out there who are struggling to figure out how to do a 3-turn and who want to learn how to do a 3-turn, let me see if I can go back to the very beginning and suggest how you can practice and learn this turn. It's not necessary, but it is helpful to have a little bit of a jump action to get over all of your turns. So I would start going into any 3-turn with a little bit of an athletic bend into the leg joints, and then I would go up and down to go over the turn. And it makes, when you take most of your weight off your feet like that, it makes the turn itself quite easy. So you can practice this motion just without doing the turn. You can practice getting this bouncy kind of thing going on here just by skating. It's a good warm-up for that biomechanical action, which we use for jumping as well. And it's a good warm-up for the joints as well. But yeah, so now when you want to do your 3-turn, the thing to do is to practice both sides, both edges of the turn before you do the turn itself. So if you're going to do, I don't know, outside edges are more difficult than inside, and back outside, especially for beginners, are quite difficult, maybe the most difficult edges. So maybe you want, your easiest turn will be your forward outside 3-turn. So you can practice your forward outside edge. Make sure you can do a nice forward outside edge. And then after you do your turn, you're going to be on a back inside edge. So practice that back inside edge. Glide on a nice, steady, curving back inside edge. Get a feel for what that's like. Okay, so now we want to connect them together, and there's 2 ways of doing this, and probably the easiest way to do your 3-turn is to start with, as you step on this right outside edge, you put a little bit of a turn. As you push, you just slightly move your arms and put a little bit of turn action into that. So here I am, I'm going to step on an outside edge. I see how I got some turn, and then the turn just continues right through the 3-turn. You need some rotation to do these turns, and so starting with a little rotation can help you. Don't overdo that. It's just very minute. Just a little bit of turn. And if you do that, the outside edge is really not sustainable. It's going to turn into a 3-turn, right? If I now try to, because I'm kind of like over-rotate if I try to stay on the outside edge. So when I do use that method, I have to turn on a particular timing, depending on how much rotation I put into that turn. This is primarily the method that I use for jumps. Many skaters nowadays use the other method for doing 3-turns to do their jumps, which I don't think is as good. It's not as figure skating. it's more like the kind of method that you might use off the ice to do your jumps, which is with upper body motion. So I can be on a sustainable outside edge, and I rotate I twist my spine, right? So one arm's in front and the other one's behind. And then I do my little bounce and turn. Both edges very sustainable. This is how we used to do actually 3 turns when we skated figures, because we had to be able to sustain the edge before and after the turn. So you can do your take your pick. So actually, if you're going to use that method, practice just gliding on the forward outside edge, getting as much twist in your spine as you can so that your shoulders are over the tracing. My shoulders are over the tracing, they're over the blue circle, right? And so I go up and quickly change. Quickly. You have to do that quite quickly, depending on your speed. If you have more speed, you have to be quicker. So if I don't have as much speed, I don't have to be quite as quick. But if I have a lot of speed, I have to be a lot quicker. This is why difficult turns as well are much more difficult at high speed. All turns are more difficult at high speed. This is not extremely high speed, but it's a little faster. And right. Da-da. Now, if you're learning 3 turns, you might want to, if you're kind of like a beginner, you're not used to skating on very deep edges. So if you want to practice that second method, you can practice it on a straight line, a flat straight line. So twisting my shoulders, my spine all the way around, and then turning. And then you can gradually make your edges deeper and deeper. It is actually more difficult in a way to do a 3-turn on a straight line than on deep edges. And the reason is because when you do a 3-turn on a straight line here, you have to do a 180-degree turn. I'm going this way, and I have to turn 180 degrees from forward to backwards. Whereas when I do a 3-turn on deep edges, I don't have to turn nearly as far. Check this out. So now I'm on a deep edge, deep edge, deep edge. And let me do this on a clean piece of ice so you can see. So deep edge, deep edge. Okay, Kaz, come and film this. So you'll notice that, yeah, I've got a nice curve going in, and the turn itself, I don't have to turn. If you take the angle that I came out and the angle that I came in, I actually only turned 45 degrees or so.